Hi everybody. Today we are dealing with a topic of grammar, that is active and passive voice. First of all, let us see how we can convert from one form to the other. To start with, let us take the format of an active voice sentence. In this format, we have the subject, which is followed by the verb or the action, which is then followed by the object. In this format, the subject means the doer is given more importance and is in the first place, which is then followed by the verb, that is the action, which is then followed by the object. The object means the thing on which the action takes place. I repeat the format of an active voice sentence once again. This is how it should be. It begins with the subject, followed by the verb, and then the object. That is the SVO pattern. Now I give you an example of an active voice sentence. The example is, he kicked the ball. Now let us identify the subject of this sentence. We all know that the subject here is he. What is the verb or the action in this sentence? Yes, kicked is the action word or the verb of this sentence. And on whom is this action being transferred? Yes, it's the ball. The ball becomes the object of this sentence. So we see that here in this sentence, he is given more importance and is given the first place. Kicked is the verb and the action is taking place on the ball. So the ball becomes the object. This is an example of an active voice. Now we will deal with the passive voice format. In the passive voice, the object is given more importance and hence it takes the first place. The verb remains in its place and the subject is given a place behind. Or in other words, we can say that the subject is now passive. That is the reason why such sentences are called passive voice sentences. So in short, the format of passive voice will be object plus verb plus subject, that is OVS pattern. To understand this better, let us take the same example as we had taken for our active voice sentence. The example is, he kicked the ball. The first thing that we have to do here is we need to identify the object of this sentence. Which is the object of this sentence? The ball, right? The ball being the object, we will now bring it to the first position. Now, kicked, that is the verb, will remain in its place, as I already told you. And the subject here is he. The subject will go behind, and so now our sentence will look something like this. The ball kicked he. Now tell me, is this a correct statement? No. We all definitely do not agree to this sentence, as we know that there is something grammatically wrong with this, as well as we know that the meaning of the sentence is also not maintained. That is one very important thing all of you should remember. Whether we change it from active to passive or passive to active, the meaning of the sentence should be maintained. Now there are certain rules that have to be followed when we are changing from active to passive. Now in short, I'll tell you those steps of changing from active to passive. The first and foremost step I have already told you, that is we have to identify the subject, verb and object. That we have done, and we have identified he is the subject, kicked is the verb and the ball is the object. The second step says we have to swap the subject and the object. So the object is the ball. So the ball will take the position of the subject. That means it will come in the first place, and the subject he will go in the last place. So now our sentence will be the ball kicked he. This we have already done. The third step says convert the verb to the third form of the verb. Now here the verb is kick. Kick is the root form of the verb, though in our sentence we have it as kicked, which is already in the third form. So we need not make any change with the word kicked. So that remains as it is. And the next step, that is the fourth step, says we have to add a helping verb before the main verb. Now kicked cannot remain by itself. That is why we were finding this sentence incomplete or something wrong with this sentence when we said the ball kicked he. So we know that there is a necessity of some help for the verb kicked, and that is the help we are going to give through the word was. The ball was kicked he. So the sentence is now the ball was kicked he. Again, we can very clearly understand that it is not a complete sentence. That is the fifth step that we are going to utilize. That is add a preposition by before the subject. So before the subject he, we are going to add by. So now our sentence is the ball was kicked by he. Is this correct? Is the sentence now completely correct? Is there anything missing? Yes, you're right. He is not the right word to be used, and that is the last rule that I would like to bring to your notice. The rule says if the subject is a pronoun, then they will change accordingly. And here, to make this more clear, I would like to give you a list of the pronouns and the changed form of theirs. So I, the pronoun I will change to me, the pronoun he will change to him, and the pronoun she will change to her. We changes to us, and they will change to them. This is something that you will have to remember without fail. This list that I have put forth before you, you have to learn it and you have to keep it in mind. So let's complete our sentence. The sentence, in our sentence, he will change to him. So our correct sentence will now be the ball was kicked by him. So let's take a quick check if we have followed all the rules. The first one, we have identified SVO. The second, we have swapped S and O. We have brought the ball in front and we have pushed the pronoun he behind. Then third is we have used the third form of the verb that is already available with us, kicked. And the next one is we have used the helping verb. In this case, we have used was to help kicked. The next one, the next step is using a preposition by, that also we have done. And finally, we have changed the pronoun he to him. I hope you have followed the basic concept of active and passive voice through this video. Thank you.